So on this video, I want to show how I made this shelf with this solid wood on the front edge with no nails and just using biscuits. Or it could be for an adjustable shelf as well. So here's the parts, the 2.5-inch solid wood at front edge, the pre-finished ply, 3/4 thick, and I use just a biscuit joiner. And I've located biscuits about 10 inches apart. I've already marked this where it goes. So the initial setting on the biscuit joiner, triangular mark there, that would be at 3/8. So I do the shelf first at the 3/8. I don't bother with the dust collector. I just find setting that up and constantly moving around the hose is just not worth my time. So there you go. Okay, and then you change the setting. So I've set it now, if you can see that, it's between the two lines to make it just a little bit deeper so that the solid wood will be slightly proud at the top, which will route off afterwards. See the little bit of a lip that I'm removing there. And that's done, like I said, with the spiral bit. So we'll do the whole stick that way now. Here, I just want to mark it on top where you can see it. Whole thing. On down the line. And then I have this set up where I have my clamps with the amount of distance that's underneath the shelf already there, 1 3/4, because it's a 2.5-inch front edge. And that helps support it while I put the biscuits on. And that will help support it there at the back and in the front. And now there's room here to put the front edge. So there it is, ready for the glue. So I have my biscuits ready, and this is just a tray I've been using to dip the biscuits into. I don't mind getting my fingers messy because I use a wet rag. I always have it handy anyways. Basically, I just put that in there and make sure it's kind of soaked. You can scrape off on the edge or whatever. You don't want too much glue, and then you just drop it in. Now, there's other ways to do this, and yeah, that's how I do it. I use Tight Bond 3. It takes longer to dry. And then you can clean up your fingers real easy with that. It's no big deal. Just put this now, a bead of glue in between the biscuits. You don't have to be at the biscuits, but that might be preferable. And then I just place that as fast as I can in there. I just don't want it dripping too much. There we go. Push it together. Do one maybe in the middle. Clamp that really fast. Keeps it from dripping. Locate it correct. I hit it at the end here with a, get it even. Okay. And then just clamp that up. Like I said, you want to go as fast as possible to keep the dripping at a minimum. And what I have is a tiny overhang here because of that change of the biscuit joiner. I think that is, like, for me, that's the best way to do it right now. If you wanted to have a lip, then you would adjust your biscuit joiner accordingly, and you can give yourself a lip so that you kept stuff on the shelf and had like a lip to keep it from falling off. So yeah, that wouldn't be a bad method. And then of course, clean up your glue is very easy. Just evenly distributing it. Probably is a little psycho on that, but it looks good. Clean up the excess glue that's on there. So lift that up like that. You can move this down now to get to the glue. So you can see under there a little bit of the dribbling that I'm wiping off right now. But overall, I mean, that's a pretty fast method, I believe, to get this all done. So once it's all set, just take all the clamps off. Okay, so I'm ready to route off that top little lip. I use and prefer this spiral type of trim bit. It works really good. And let's start it out and I'll show you. It leaves a nice smooth edge. I mean, you can't even feel, which is amazing, a lip there. And I will end up sanding this a little bit because sometimes if you look closely at the grain, you'll see that it's a little rough in spots. And you can see the little bit of a lip that I'm removing there. And that's done, like I said, with the spiral bit. Okay, and then we just hit the rest of it. So I made another one of these, this time with 120 grit. I think that'll be better. This is hard maple. It's a little bit hard to do just 220, but let's try that. Definitely sanding it flat. Okay, that's good. And this I made go right up to the edge, so this one's even more precise than my last one. Feels good. And then I use 1/8 of an inch roundover bit. And then I'll sand the whole face. And I use this sander because it's really good for putting it in the rough mode in order to sand things that you really need to get through fast, like if there's a groove or something, or it's just a little rougher. So the thing with this sander is you have to really get a hold of it because it'll get away on you fast in the rough mode. But it really takes care of things pretty quick, especially if you don't go center, but you go kind of off center. You go like half of it on and you hold it nice and flat. That's the fastest method. And then once you're done with the rough, I'm not a real fan of this sander for just regular sanding. So I have this sander. I just switch between the two. So I'll finish it off with 180 grit. Let's do it. Okay, I'll clean up on it as well. And as a final touch, I do take 220 grit sandpaper and hit it around the rounded edges, just real fast. I don't get crazy with it. It's just the router does not make a perfect smooth edge, so this just finishes that off. So that's how I do my attach the piece with no nails using biscuits. And this happens to be a pre-finished ply that's going to finish they're going to clear finish the front edge in the field. You can do this on paint grade, you can do it on stain grade. It doesn't matter, but the same technique should work on either. It's darn near perfect. And these are in a closet. I hope that helps. I'll catch you on the next one.